Welcome back to the show. Can't wait to get into this Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast, episode 432. If you're looking for the show notes, why this is important is because we are entering the end of the quarter. Whenever we get towards the end of a 90-day or 12-week cycle, it's important to look back over the past 12 weeks and say, did we accomplish our shorter-term goals, not sprint, but shorter-term quarterly goals on the way to having our best year yet? And if not, that's okay. It's a time to then begin to look at and recalibrate what's working, what may not be, but also if you haven't really put all of the pieces yet together, today I want to share with you how to do that. So basically, how to start or take your coaching practice to that next level. This is really what it's all about. And the problem is not everybody's looking at the 5 pieces that you must have, right? So I'm going to share with you those 5 pieces here today that no matter what level you're at, you can get better at it, myself included with that. And I'm going to share with you some of those details right now. So the first thing we have to understand is that too many people, because I see it all the time, unfortunately, in our IHP community, and I wish it wasn't the case because I want our IHPs to all be wildly successful. But even some of the most successful IHPs are majoring in minor things. I do it myself from time to time. Everybody does it. But here's the problem. When you're worried about the little things that don't really matter, what it does is it distracts you from what does then matter the most. And when you're trying to build your practice, what does that really mean? Well, it's trying to get more clients, right? And so here's the thing. Don't get so worked up and worried about all of the little minor things. And I'll talk about those in just a moment as well when we talk about how we're going to get clients in the first place, right? So don't get overly worried about that. Keep the major things in mind. So what does that really mean? Well, it always goes back to the big rocks theory. So whether you're helping a client to get well or lose weight or whatever it might be, it always comes back to the big rocks, right? So what does that mean? It's the big rocks theory. I can link up a podcast that I've done on the Cabral concept, which is basically if you have a barrel to fill and you're given big rocks, medium, small rocks, and then some pebbles and sand, the best way to fill a barrel is to go big rocks first, right? Big rocks go in, then the next size, then the next size, and then you fill in the sand at the end and it will fill the barrel, right? So that's the best way to do it. But when it comes to our business or our health or whatever it is, sometimes we get worried about the pebbles, right? That's what we're focused on. Big rocks is what matters the most. We're going to go over those 5 big rocks today. The first one is this. If you don't know who you want to serve, your niche, your avatar, call it whatever you want, it is impossible to build your practice because you won't know how to talk, who to talk to, what to create information on. Like none of that matters. So first, and these are literally things you can do right now during the show. You don't even need, if you're out walking or you're driving your car, it's okay because it's gut reaction. That's all that I need. Who do you want to serve? That's it. And if you're like, well, I love doing this, I love doing this, what do you love the most, right? Go back. Actually, I just did a show on this as well. So this will be helpful. And I'll link it up today at ihp.coach/432. I'll link up the Big Rocks show, but I'll also link up the 4 rules of finding your life's purpose, which is Ikigai. If you don't know what that is, please listen to that show. Obviously, they're all free, but check it out. That was stephencabral.com/3699. But I'll link everything up today at ihp.coach/432. Okay. So here's the big thing though. You need to know who you're going to serve. And when in doubt, it's going to mirror what you went through for a health hardship or what you helped a family member with, a parent, a grandparent, a child, a great friend, etc. It should have meaning to you so that you're willing to see it through for the next months and years, right? It's what you love talking about. It's what you love to research and study and help people with, right? Okay. So that's the first one. You have to get it right. Because nothing else matters after that. Like literally, these next 4 steps don't matter. They don't if you don't know who you are talking to, right? Okay. The second one is this. How will you serve this person, right? That's why you need to know who the person is, right? What's the niche? How will you serve them? This is straightforward. What are you going to offer? If you're a personal trainer, you offer personal training. Now it's just either online or in person. If you're a chiropractor, what are you offering? Well, online-based services or in person. Like it's just, you need to know what it is. If you're a chiropractor, you're probably helping someone that's in pain. Not always, but like the person's in pain, lower back pain, shoulder pain, whatever it might be, right? That's, you know who you're serving, someone in pain. If you can niche it down even more, even better, which is lower back pain, like, again, niche it even more, or golfers with lower back pain. That's niched even more. Now you really know who you're talking to. Now, what do you offer? This is what you offer, right? Okay. We'll talk about that and just kind of how you fulfill it in a second, but what will you offer? It's going to be some type of coaching, right? That's why you're here. So it's going to be virtual or online. And then what you're going to offer is helping them overcome their pain, whatever that is. Someone has gut issues. Well, the pain is bloating or gas or distension or not being able to eat many foods. That's how you're going to help them, right? You're going to lay out a map to help them overcome that. Okay. So that's how you'll serve them. Number 3 is this. How will you find them? You know who it is. Let's say someone in pain, like physical pain. How will you serve them? Through maybe physical therapy-based exercises, probably not the best for our IHP community, but something like that, right? And again, not physical therapy traditional where you're just going to go through the same motions. No, like you're going to do some active release. You're going to do all sorts of different, like really great exercises, looking at balancing between the posterior chain and the anterior chain, et cetera, right? Okay, so how will you find them? This is not as difficult as you would think. Yes, referrals are amazing. Yes, networking is amazing. All those things are great, and you can do it. The fastest way? Well, there's now, from latest studies, it used to be 3.5 billion. Now it's over 5 billion people online. And if you have any virtual component to your practice, well, you can work with someone virtually, online, over Zoom, over FaceTime, like whatever you want, right? You can literally work with them through video. That's the amazing. Like it was so much harder 15, 20 years ago, right? Okay, so you're just going to pick one social media platform. Not all of them. You're just going to pick one because you don't have a million hours in your day. You don't have a big team. So my recommendation in this current moment in time, Instagram, because it directly connects to Facebook as well. So you get 2 for the price of 1. And the nice thing about the price is that it's free, right? Okay, so you've got the platform. You're not going to work on all of them. You're not going to distract yourself. You're going to find them by posting one piece of content, which is going to take you no more than 30 minutes. That's it, 30 minutes once a day. That's it. You can batch them. I have other shows on that. You can do 5 posts in 90 minutes that takes you once a week that you can create them. And then you just post them once a day. Easy, like it's done. Okay. What are you going to post on? Literally, and I've got a podcast on this as well with the Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast. You're just going to write down all of the questions you've ever gotten or have thought about yourself or clients have asked you. So if it's pain, why do I have lower back pain? What's out of balance? What muscles are weak? What muscles are tight? What are some of the best exercises I can do for lower body or upper body or core? Like these are all just different questions. And they all become a post. Very simple, right? If it's digestive-based issues, top inflammatory foods, foods that cause the most bloating. What are FODMAP foods? What's fructose? Why do I have yeast overgrowth? Why do I have bacterial overgrowth? What are parasites? What are biofilms? Like literally, these are just all of your what if, what is, right? Like that's it. You're just answering questions. That's what the posts become. That's what people want. They want answers to their questions. Why am I bloated? Oh, here's why. Here's another reason why. What might your deficiencies be? Well, some deficiencies could be omega-3s, high levels of omega-6s. It could be gut permeability. You could talk about all these different things that are going on, right? All right. So that's how they will find you. You're just going to put out content because remember, you don't need a million clients, right? That's it. So it doesn't matter if you only have a couple hundred followers. That's okay. That's totally fine. You're looking for a couple new clients. That's all that you're looking to do right now. All right. So how will they sign up? How will these couple hundred followers that are following you and then also new people that Instagram will introduce to you as well as Facebook, how will they find you? Well, they have to get off social media somehow. That's it. So like you need a link in your bio or because you can't link typically from Instagram, you can link from Facebook, but how will they find you? It's going to be your website, right? And it should be a clean, simple, professional website. When I say simple, it doesn't mean cheap, but it means clean and easy to navigate, right? So if you give people 50 different pages and 50 different navigation things and 50 different services you offer, person becomes confused. I mean, think about any service that you're looking for. Like, forget about you as now the entrepreneur. Think about something else that you want in your life. Just think about I don't know, what would it be like? You need to find a roofing service and you go to their website and there are 20 different navigation tabs. There are all sorts of different articles. There's things everywhere. You're like, I don't need to become the expert. I don't know even where to start, right? Like that's the thing is like, okay, well, what do you want if your roof is leaking? I would love a consultation or someone come out to my house to figure out what is going on, right? I want to be able to navigate to that quickly. I would love there to be a person who owns the company. Well, photo of them. Like, is this a real person? Is there a phone number? Is there a contact form? Like, I want it to be simple because I just want my problem solved. People who have health issues, it's no different. And we like major and minor things. We want like 50,000 different things on our website. No, like if you can have some social proof and some testimonials and you can have a couple choices to just show like, this is what I offer. But really, what do you want? Sign up for a discovery call, sign up for a free consultation. That is it. And then if I have to email back and forth with you, the emails can get lost. I just want an online calendar. I want to look at my calendar right now. And if you have anything today or tomorrow, when I'm in pain and need it now, that's what I want. I want it right away. So hopefully you can have your availability today and tomorrow. Not in 2 weeks from now. They'll be gone. They'll have found another practitioner today and tomorrow, right? Or at least over the next 72 hours. That's really what you're looking for. So simple website, not a million bells and whistles, simple but professional. Okay. The next one is this. You need to know how you will deliver on your service. Because when people do the discovery call and they sign up with you, how are you going to deliver on that? And that's it. And again, you don't need anything super complicated or fancy. Think about this. How is the person going to sign up? They have to input their credit card. Okay, that's one. The next thing is, how are they going to schedule? You have an online scheduler, right? There's your calendar, not just for your discovery calls, but for your clients. That's on a separate page. Okay. What's the next thing that you need? So they signed up, they paid, right? Well, they signed up for the discovery call, then they paid, then they become a client and they need to schedule on your calendar. Great. So you have a 60-minute or 90-minute, however you want to do it. Okay, that's done. Now, after that, how are we going to deliver that? On video, right? That's for the most part what you're going to do. When in doubt, again, you can use the Equalife platform if you're an IHP, but you can just use Zoom. Like that's pretty simple, pretty straightforward as well. When I was back in the day, I was using Skype. I mean, this is like back in like 2010, right? And so like, it's just like, if there's a will, there's a way to do it. You're going to be able to figure it out. Clients are very comfortable with Zoom. For, I think it's like $10 a month, you can get a Zoom account that doesn't just do the 30-minute calls or 40-minute calls. They do an hour, hour and a half, whatever it might be, right? Okay, so simple, straightforward, but also you need to have a package, right? And the package should just be simply put 3 months or 6 months. Like that's the best way to do it. We love 6-month packages because it really allows us to work with the client and work through everything. But what I've been teaching lately is that it's a minimum of 3 months, but it's just ongoing. Because some clients, they just want to continue working with you and it's pretty easy. You just tell a client, listen, it is $290 a month and that covers, you can just say what it covers. Typically, it's going to cover your 1-hour call each month plus a weekly check-in and follow-up, where I'm answering your questions back and forth each week. And the first week, unlimited, whenever you need me, I'm going to be there to help you, right? Very simple, very straightforward. The minimum package is 3 months. It continues on because a lot of clients want our ongoing service. However, you're welcome to cancel anytime after the 3 months. That's the best way to do it, right? I'll talk about more on that on a future podcast, but we're going to keep this simple. Those are the 5 things you need. Anything else you are doing is most likely extraneous. Like it really is. If you're talking about ebooks and you're talking about articles on your website right now, if you're talking about like duplicated content on social media, if you're talking about reposting certain reels, it's more than you even need to be talking about right now. It honestly is. It really is. Like, and the reason I'm saying this and with a little bit of tough love is that you're not focused on the right thing. If you're worried about what another IHP is doing on their page or what their social media is posting, keep in mind, now 5 billion people online, right? Let's say you each have 500 or 1,000 followers or 2,000 followers. The likelihood that one client is on both of your pages at the same time in the same day is less than 0.000001, right? Like it's so, and remember, people are scrolling so fast as well the likelihood that they stop and they read the same post the same day is so small. So again, don't worry about that. What you're focused on is great content, calling out one client. Now you can work with all the clients in the world, but talk to one. And that is the best way to get a couple people on your calendar each week. And then your goal is to get one new client a week. That's really what you're trying for. And using these steps is going to get you there faster than anything else. So hopefully this was helpful. Obviously, lots more to come. This was episode 432. For all the previous IHP and Integrative Health Coach Success podcasts, head on over to ihp.coach/podcasts, and you'll find all of those shows there. And for today's show notes, head on over to ihp.coach/432. We'll link up a couple previous podcasts that I think will be helpful as well. And of course, if there's any questions, let us know. Ask them. We love to hear from you and suggestions on future podcast topics. Take care, buddy. Have an amazing rest of the week. Finish the quarter strong, and let's get started with the next one.